Yo, welcome back to the Slabbed podcast, episode 42, where the grades matter and there are no rules. How you doing, Professor O?
What's up? Weekend away. I'm excited
Man.
to talk to you about it.
Yeah, it was a quick weekend, quick one, very quick. Felt quick. It was the earliest I've come back on a Sunday in a long time for Collecticon. So, looking forward to talking about it and getting you caught up to speed. So that'll be dope. How was your weekend?
Yeah, should be good. Yeah, it was fun. We had obviously we had Halloween last week. That was fun. Plenty of treats and stuff. And then the weekend was fun, busy one with the family. Yeah, I had a poker game, hosted poker night on Saturday. That was fun. It was a late one. Maybe a few too many ciders and bourbons I shouldn't have mixed, but hey ho. This is what it is. It's all fun and games. What about you? How you feeling?
No, I'm feeling good. Lots of drinking. Was hungover Saturday for a Collecticon. Besides that, was doing pretty good. So yeah,
Sweet.
yeah, it was a long weekend, but a short one. So looking forward to talk about it. But before we do that, spicy topic winner from last week. Never seen this guy's name in the chat before. Must be a first time winner. His name was Oak.
Bringing it back.
I'll let you run through it first. Let you say your comment.
I feel like I don't know what the final number was, but I feel like I got quite a lot of votes on there too. So clearly, some people agree. Got some thoughts stirring there, but I said people understate how hard it is to make money in the hobby, and I mean, I'm talking about everyone. You know, the traders and the low key sellers. Every so often they'll sell something to fund or whatever, all the way up to the reselling graders, flippers, stonkers, everything to stores. I mean, I just generally think it's got to be really hard for most other people. If I could do it as a hobby and even have to optimize as sharp as possible to try and make money. What's interesting that got me thought about that topic was PK did a video talking about a play that I did, and he was very kind, like spoke very highly of me in the video that he did last week. But it really got me thinking that that's really like what he did was he talked about a way that I did make money and I was profitable, and it really got me thinking that there aren't that many opportunities and there isn't that many people doing that kind of stuff where you can make big chunks of money so easily. I feel like most of what I do, most of what other people do, is a bit of a grind, and you've got to have a bit of patience and you've got to have a little bit of luck. And I just, yeah, I guess I just felt like it's hard, like to make money. You know, I haven't I've got plenty of inventory now that I've built up through buying and selling and everything else. I've got plenty of stuff, but I'm not making thousands and $1,000s a month like selling Pokemon cards. Like I'm just not doing it. Maybe it's because I'm not at that level, but it just takes a lot of time and effort and energy that I struggle to find at the moment, having 2 young kids, and a pretty busy full-time job. So yeah, I know, probably serious sounding response, but I feel like it's a pretty serious topic, and I feel most people probably it resonates a little bit, because even when you have had the wins and the big sales and the lucky grades on that one card, you really want it to hit a 10, it hits the 10. Most of the other stuff we do, it's hard to like make legit money doing it. So I don't know. What do you think? You've experienced auctions, consignments, collecticons, stores. Like you've touched almost every buying and selling aspect of the hobby too. What's your thoughts? Like, how do you stand on that?
It is so. Just talking about like reading this, I originally read it as like people understate how hard it is to sell, kind of related. But also on top of it, you're talking about you could sell for a loss, but you're talking about actually making money. Both of those go
Right.
hand in hand. In order to make money, you need to sell something. So
Yep.
Being full-time employee is the hard part. It's getting off my ass after work on a weekend and listing on eBay. It's almost the last thing I want to do. I'll show you. This is my 90-day on eBay. $11,000.
That's fantastic.
So sold. I think it said sold 24 right there in the middle. I don't know if that's I sold 24 items to get 11 grand. I don't know, but it's only 24 items. Like it's selling more high end stuff. Like if I got off my ass and started actually listing things on eBay, it would, because now I only got 47 things listed and those are in a separate shoebox. That's none of this shit. That's kind of my problem. I agree. Making money is not the easiest. It seems like it is, like looking and watching all these different YouTube channels, do this, you can make money. It's not always sunny and roses, but there are a lot of clear things. I see clearly. There are a lot of things you can easily make money at. But for the average Joe, it is probably not so easy. Like I have a bunch of friends my age. They know Pokemon. They bought Evolving Skies when I told them to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of keep a little bit of a finger on the pulse, but they're not getting the Van Gogh Pikachus. They're not doing all this other stuff. Like it's
right.
None of that's happening unless I were to tell them. So they're probably in the 1%. We're in like the 0.00004% of the people that are doing all this type of crap in the world. So it's crazy. But yeah, it's tough to make money. Like last year, net negative in the sole proprietorship. This year will be positive some amount. I don't even know. I might recap it at the end of the year. I don't even know. Don't really care. So, yeah, it's a grind. We'll talk about it a little bit later though. The vault options that are out there might be leaning towards one soon. We'll see. Might be leaning into them. I don't.
Couple of things there. I think obviously the 90-day is gross, right?
Gross.
We don't know what you spent, what your profit was. We don't need to get into all that, but you have some
grand.
volume, like you are selling, like you were saying. So that I'd imagine there's profit there. This 90-day for me is the lowest it's been in probably 2 years. Like it's been a while. I've sold here, let's see if I can do it without messing up my camera. It says I've sold 1,500 basically, 400. I've sold 61 for that. So like much lower dollar volume stuff.
Yeah.
Normally average between 4 and 5 is my 90-day. It's been 4 and 5 for a while, or this whole year at least. I think just moving to this house and family and stuff has messed with it. And it's gross. So like I've made decent profit in that. Maybe not as much as I would on a bigger one, but there's been some months where I've made sales and I've made very little profit on some of the cards. Not even just on eBay. Like some of the cards I sold at Collecticon, I made very little profit on. But shift them and then you can turn that money into something else and do something else with it. I think it's tough. And, we've talked with Mason and known him for a while, and we've seen a lot of his videos and a lot of conversations he's had on how difficult it can be for a store. The overhead very quickly eats into any margin from the product. It's like you're not just buying the product and then taking the profit after the fees. You've got, the building and the staff, labor and everything. There's insurances. There's just so much to take in. So that's got to be tough. It's got to be a whole another level of grind. But I don't think people talk about it enough. And that's not a shot at Mason. I just mean in general. Like he's probably talks about it more than anyone. I think people in general talk about, got this card back, it's worth this. Got this card back, it's worth this. And I saw some of your returns, this year, and like you're completely honest. Like, yeah, this sucks. That's a grade like I didn't want, and And I don't hear that from a lot of other people. You know, they don't highlight the fails and that kind of stuff, and show like where money is wasted. You know, definitely net negative on some of that stuff. So I'd like to hear, not necessarily for negative moaning, but just a bit more like honesty and transparency. I think when we're talking about money, like, okay, so like,
yeah,
what are you doing? Like, what is going on there? That's just for interest. I think it's good. Another thing, you were talking about your friends and knowing about the Van Gogh and, you know, some of the plays and some of the active things. I think that's like takes you to a whole other level, is when you are in the Twitter, Discord, you know, all those kind of places, and you know what's happening. Like, you know when stuff's dropping, you know when it is dropping, when it's live, what prices are changing, and being in those communication areas, you know, and watching the YouTube channels and learning from each other, keeping your fingers on those pulses. It's worth its weight in gold. I've learned so much from people like, you know, you and Mason, like we were just talking about, but like so many other YouTubers, so many people in the Discord. I mean, there's people in there. I could drop a question and I would get an answer in seconds. Like,
yeah,
it's like you can't pay for that service anywhere. They're just amazing people, just absolutely amazing, and they know exactly what to do. And that's really taken me to a next level where I feel really confident on where you can make money.
yep.
Not wasting time. But I'll get off my soapbox now. That was a very long response for it. You got a spicy topic for next week?
Yeah, spicy topic. If you have not read a book or listened to an ebook in the last year, you're gonna fall behind. I would recommend it instead of like watching a YouTube video for the week. Like, it's ebooks, man. I'm telling you, the psychology of selling. Just go read a good book.
I got a couple you might like. Okay, I got one. Sitting on a sealed product is really boring. It's so boring. That's my spicy topic.
Alrighty then.
Collecticon.
Everybody, go comment down below. Go comment a spicy topic,
please.
for the love of effing Jesus. Please. For the one time.
I love it. I love seeing your guys' comments. So funny.
So we're gonna jump into it. I went to Collecticon. So those of you who don't know what that is, it's a pop convention, basically like anime / pop toy convention, and it's primarily Pokemon. Like, it's mostly Pokemon cards, and then there's Pokemon themed things. Like, I bought a freaking Pokemon themed keychain. I bought a magnet. Some really cool stuff. So absolutely would recommend anybody going if there's one local to your city, because they're all over, and they're going to be announcing soon where they're going next year, maybe in the Midwest. Wink, wink. We'll see. So that'll be pretty cool. But Collecticon as a whole, so it again is only Saturdays and Sundays. Hopefully that never changes. I like that they don't do Fridays. Fridays on conventions. It's the dumbest thing in the world. I get the national because how it's so big. It's literally almost a week long. But Comic Cons, Collecticons, all should be Saturdays and Sundays. The Friday stuff, it's garbage. So that's amazing. I'm glad they're doing it. So I show up Friday, land Friday, and chime in and ask me a question if you ever have one. Oh,
I just added one to the list. One that I was going to talk to you about, but I want you to tell me about, like, just your general thoughts first. You know, go through the flow of what happened, what, why, when, how.
Yep. So I showed up, flew in Friday just before noon. And this gentleman, Gem Mint Collector, his name is Nick on Instagram. Shout out to him. He was recently on the Pokey Flips podcast, maybe a little over a month ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Awesome dude. He had put me up in his condo, basically. Me and Gem Mint Pokemon and MetaZoo Kai which was really cool. Got to meet Metakai for the first time.
Brilliant.
Very cool guy. He had won a MetaZoo tournament, like $50,000 tournament at one point. Whooped basic trainer's ass, he had told me at some point. So that was awesome to hear. Actually played MetaZoo with him, which was pretty cool. I had never played MetaZoo, but I had asked him. I was like, I know how to play Magic and Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, let's play. Like, I could figure it out. And it was pretty fun, not going to lie. It wasn't too bad. It was enjoyable. It would have been more enjoyable if I got to play a second time and kind of knew what I was doing. But it wasn't too bad. It was cool. But yeah, shout out again, Gem Man Collector, for hooking us up. Very nice of you, man. Went above and beyond the Call of Duty, and it was very much appreciated. Got some amazing Mexican food. Probably had the best like hot cheese of my life with some chips. Oh my god, it was so good. It was like brisket inside of this smoked cheese. It was so good, dude. It was so good. Mexican food, like I had quesadillas every night. It was not great. And I had never done that, but I've gone to Houston and Dallas, and most of the time it's like I'm getting barbecue. I don't know why. I'm not a big Texas barbecue guy, but I've never gotten Mexican.
Right? Isn't that like the Tex-Mex? Isn't that when they start crossing it between the two?
Yeah,
it's like a mixture.
Yeah, so it's phenomenal. 10 out of 10 recommend. So that was good. There was a big sale that weekend. There was a $100,000 sealed base unlimited booster box sold by the Pokemon Network. Ken Lee had sold it, which is insane.
In person.
Like, in person, I think it's 6 boxes, right? So on average, those boys were selling for whatever, 13, 14 grand, maybe. So there was a super premium on it being a sealed case. For 100 grand is crazy to me. I don't know. And then we just had a first ed base box sell on Heritage auctions for $200,000. So I don't know which one I'd rather have: 2 sealed cases of base unlimited or 1 box of first ed base. What would you rather have if you had the choice?
I mean, the first ed stamp to me like really doesn't make that much difference. I'm quite happy with unlimited. Like, it really doesn't make that much. I'm not like, oh, I only like Shadowless, or I only like this or only like that. Like, I'm fine with whatever. Like, I just like the cards. Like, it's the card artworks for me and like what they symbolize. I don't think the stamp makes too much difference. And I know it's a bit of a big deal in Japan too with a lot of the sets, but I don't care enough.
Yeah. So it was crazy to hear about that sale happening. You'll have to check out my vlogs. I'll be recapping some of my buys. I got a personal Zapdos card and a bunch of other bangers to grade.
On that case, real quick, I don't want to interrupt you, but I don't want to skip by it. Was there any whispers on who purchased it?
There's a photo of the gentleman, but I don't even know who it was. I think it's on Instagram. If you go on Ken Lee's Hidden Hobbies
so page. It's no one we know.
No, it's
okay.
Some whale, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, that's quite a purchase. That's not your regular Pokemon card collector. Like, there's a little more to it with that for sure. But anyway, carry on. You mentioned a Zapdos. I'm sure we're going to see that this week.
So it's in my bag, or I'd show you now. But yeah, so I'm going to recap all the things I bought.
Nice.
I was like, it's one of the last cards I need for like the vintage Zapdos collection. Literally, I'm like,
wow,
down to like the last whatever one. I pretty much have everything from before 2011 at this point, pretty close. Besides the TMB phone card Zapdos, which a couple people were trying to sell me while I was down there, including the guy I was staying with. So
it's just so much.
Yeah, it's about 7-8 grand right now. So it's tough. It's tough to want to put that money into a personal collection item to sit on the shelf where I'm not financially freedom yet. Like I almost want that before I drop that kind of coin. But we'll see.
We could set up a website and call it Liquid Marketplace, and you could keep the card, but get other people to pay for it. What if we did that?
You got a massive effing brain. I don't know why we didn't
Smart,
think of
right? I
genius.
think people would get behind it. I don't know why, but I think they would.
Or I could submit all of my cards to PWCC and basically take a loan out against my cards and buy a card off their marketplace.
And never pay it back.
Winning. Yeah. So some cool pickups. So look forward to having that vlog recap posted on my channel here this week.
I love those. I can't wait for that video. I love watching those.
Yeah, I wish I had a camera person. It'd be better, but I'd do as much as I can. Steve Aoki.
I'll be a camera guy. If you do one in Orlando, I'll be a camera dude.
All right. But
and your mic, what's that thing called? Boom mic. I'll be a boom micer.
Yeah, my wife was supposed to be my camera dude, and she took no videos. Sitting there twiddling thumbs. No, I'm joking. That's the way it goes. But Steve Aoki was there. This is his second time. He did the Denver show and then this one. Mm-hmm. Audio is way better, dude. Like S-tier audio.
Do you think that was because he probably wanted control over it?
Oh, God. He probably walked in there. They're like, yeah, here's our speakers. And he probably like, you could shove that straight up your ass.
Yeah, seriously.
If I played my music on there, I would lose fans. Like, he probably would have. But the bass was still heavy, but it was not like blown speaker heavy. The ground was shaking to the point where the Heritage Auctions booth actually had displays falling over. Not displays, but cards inside of the display were tipping over.
That's crazy.
That was pretty funny. But yeah, the very cool. Audio for everybody was good, so everyone was able to utilize the better audio. Steve Aoki had his own personal interest there. Like he had his music grading company has a booth there, AMD.
Oh,
AMD Gravy. Yeah, AMD Grading. And then he had like a another book or something, some Hero Quest or something. I don't remember what it was. A Steve Aoki book, like two booths right off of the front stage. Was his own personal interest. So that was kind of cool. Like see him actually having a reason to be there besides just doing music. So very cool there. I don't think he caked anybody though. I feel like he did in Denver, but I didn't see any videos of people getting caked. I didn't go watch it live, but I feel like that didn't happen, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, I didn't see anyone post any videos of him.
Yeah.
I didn't really see anyone talk about him, actually. You're the first person I've heard really even mention it from the weekend.
Yeah. So I had actually stepped out, like, for most of it. I wasn't even in there. I was literally chilling in the hallway because it got insanely busy. Literally the busiest. Yeah. I felt like the busiest Collecticon on Saturday at, like, 2 p.m. We're like effing sardines in there. It was not a good situation. It was not enjoyable. Like the morning was good, walking in at whatever 9 a.m. But man, it was dog shit. There was people elbow to elbow. I could not even get in front of booths. It was insane. Like I'd literally walk back in there at like 3:30. I'm like, all right, it's closing in 2.5 hours. It's a little more dead down here. I can actually walk around. So yeah, it got pretty bad. But it was good for the vendors. It was really good. I heard somebody say they were at capacity, all sold out. Crazy.
Ticket wise,
yeah. No, it was a smaller venue compared to last year. Last year they had NRG Stadium. This was way smaller, but it was the same amount of people, if not more. It was crazy. I'm sure everyone vending there did well. I did not go to vend. I don't think I mentioned that, but I went basically to buy cards, walked around the entire show all day Saturday and then partial day Sunday. Saturday night was the trade night, which was really cool. Mm-hmm. Getting to go into the hotel lobby and all these people are set up with binders and and all these awesome cards. The best part of like the crazy part about it is the number of high-end collectors now. It seems like an insane amount. Like you walk by booths and then at the trade nights, these people have all these cards and these graded guards and all these Japanese Pikachu promos that are like $5,000, and it's crazy. I feel like most of the time it's like Japanese high-end stuff, but they do
So
also
many of them too.
they splash it. Exactly. There's so many like expensive ass Japanese cards. It's crazy. So it's just really weird. Like even at the con, like I said, like there's people setting up booths now just to kind of show the really high-end slabs, and they use it as like a trading platform. So people come to them. It's like for them, it's like trade night all day. Like that's what they're using it for. Like there's at least like 15 different booths I knew of where they're literally just flipping high-end cards. No sealed, none of that. Just like every card in their thing is like 250 to like 10 grand. Like even higher than that in some cases. But crazy stuff. And it's weird that it's really strange. But it's cool to look at. I like the eye appeal.
Do you think those people collect?
Yeah, I think they're all just there burning and turning to buy collections. Like it's weird because you walk up to them, and their booth has one full display filled with cash, just filled with $100 bills, $20 bills, whatever. Literally multiple booths that are like this. They're insane because they put the money in the freaking in something with a handle, and somebody could walk by and pick that bitch up. But literally just tens of thousands of dollars sitting right there inside of this booth, cash, with like a display that says buying or something like that, like, and just high-end slabs all around it. Multiple booths.
It's bizarre.
Yeah, it's they're flexing, they're trading, they're like if they have a booth, they're buying things at 70%, right? So I'm sure they use that to their advantage in all their trades best they can.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're having success with it. I don't think they'd be doing it if they weren't. But hopefully, but
yeah. Yep. So very cool. The networking at these trade nights and at Collecticon is S tier. I absolutely love just meeting new people, talking to people. I love doing it. Social butterfly, I call myself. I don't know. I just love meeting new people and talking to people and getting to know them. Very cool. Very cool. And one of the first dinner Friday night, we had gone out to dinner with some guys from Heritage Auctions. Jesus was one of them. He's like not the director of TCG, but he's like one of the sales guys essentially for the TCG. And
nice.
I had mentioned to him, I was like, while we were out, I was like, man, do you know Barry? And you wouldn't know who that is, but Barry is an auctioneer for Heritage Auctions, and he does video games, the video game portion. Shout out to Get the Greg Games. But it was always a meme, this old guy Barry, and he's not that old. I don't know how old he is, 50s maybe. It was always a meme that this guy Barry was just awesome. Everybody loves him, and he's so cool. And he hasn't been doing video game auctions. But when I told Jesus, I was like, hey, man, Barry is the most beautiful human being to ever walk this earth. He lost his shit. He knew Barry like personally. So to hear somebody say that probably a few drinks in, he was dying. So then at like 10:15 p.m., he's like, I'm going to call Barry and you're going to tell him this. I'm like,
no way.
I was like, I don't give a shit. Call him up.
10 o'clock on a Saturday night.
Yep. It was a Friday night, this one, but still,
night.
like it's after hours. He called them up.
Oh my God.
So I'm sitting at the dinner table, like we just wrapped up. He actually called him and put him on the phone so I could talk to him. And I didn't end up saying that you're the most beautiful son of a bitch to ever walk the face of the earth, but I was like, I appreciate all the content you did. I appreciate you doing all those auctions for video games, and I gassed him up pretty good. So
that's
big fan.
Awesome.
Big fan. It was cool.
I love that. So is he still at?
Yeah, I think he
if
does
he's not doing that
different
role?
categories outside of video games now.
Okay.
Yeah, he's still there, but he's an auctioneer basically. He's like, yeah. So he's the guy on the screen when they have a live auctioneer just taking the bids and talking up the items. So he did video games for a while, and it was pretty funny to talk to him on the phone 10 o'clock on a Friday.
Yeah. Were you like, wait, really? Like, are we really gonna do this?
I wasn't going to back out after saying, I mean, I ain't no bitch. Mom didn't raise no bitch, but yeah, that was pretty funny. That was cool. Spur of
That's
the
so
moment.
cool. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, again, the turnout there, phenomenal. Like I think the one I could compare is probably Long Beach. Long Beach was insane last time I went last year, not this year Long Beach, but I heard that it was just as good. But turnout was phenomenal. Texas for some reason is like huge on TCGs. It like MetaZoo is big there, for sure. You have Yu-Gi-Oh is massive there. Yu-Gi-Oh is massive in like New York, Texas, Cali, Midwest. It's really weird, like huge in Texas. So there was a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh stuff there at the con as well. I bought probably 50% of my purchases were Yu-Gi-Oh. The city of Houston was okay. I haven't been to this side of Houston before. Didn't feel unsafe walking by myself through the city to go get lunch or anything, but it's reminded me of Denver. There's a decent homeless population. It's a warm city, so there's not like getting flushed out in the winters, and they're kind of just like hunkered down more there, I guess, which isn't probably the best thing, but it was nice. Good nightlife, a lot of people out. It was cool. The Omega mystery boxes. Have you heard about these things?
Omega mystery boxes. I don't think so.
So it was last week we had announced like the grading numbers through CGC was 200 something thousand.
Mm-hmm.
So there was about two.
I think I do know what you're gonna say. Carry on. I think I clicked when you said that. Yeah.
I think Neo's cards had mentioned something about it too, but he basically hit it on the head. So the Omega mystery boxes is basically a mystery box of only CGC cards. You get 10 cards in a box, and this is where they first ever premiered. So Gem Mint Pokemon was working with this guy Metakai and a team of a few other assembling these boxes, and they are actually, I got to record it. Chumley opened the first ever one, which was pretty cool. I recorded it on my phone, and that'll be in my vlog. And it's pretty cool. I don't know, like your odds of plussing are probably like 0.05. I don't know how good it is because I think they're kind of expensive, but it's pretty cool. You'll see it in the video. You open up the box and there's 10 sleeved packs, like where you like an actual physical pack, like a pack of cards, but it's a slab inside of the pack. So it's like a cool opening experience.
Yeah.
That I've never seen before. So pretty cool to be able to watch it happen, see him get passed out and all of that come to a head. I know a lot of people, I don't even think Rattle's a big fan of it. It's just another mystery box. Most people are going to lose money, but you could hit a home run. So small odds.
The fun of it, right? It's the fun of not knowing what you're going to get.
I got to open one of the packs on the trade night, and I got a CGC 10 Zoroark or some shit, but it's probably like a $15 card, $20 card. So who knows? I don't even know.
And how would you get one if you wanted one?
I don't even. I believe they're I thought it was going to be selling through PWCC. That's not the case. I think it's going to be going through streamers, like Whatnot and all that stuff. Probably.
Oh, okay.
Probably eBay Live. Some people, whoever's got, whoever bought some at whatever retail MSRP to resell
them. Interesting.
Yeah. The grading company presence was pretty interesting. So I think PSA had a thing with Collecticon where CGC couldn't have a booth or something along those lines, and that kind of has gone away now. I believe now. So CGC was there right across from PSA. Literally, the booths were looking at each other. It was pretty funny.
Wow.
Nobody was grading on site, but it sounds like CGC will be grading on site in Orlando. I wish they would.
Was that because of the size of the place, you think?
No. I don't think they just wanted to travel with it. I don't think that it sounds like CGC is not going to be grading at any Collecticons, probably outside of Orlando. It's probably
it's right here. Yeah, I mean,
probably
it's driving distance.
To be honest.
Makes sense.
And then they did the national PSA, CGC, Beckett. They all did the national, of course. So that'll probably still happen. But yeah, it was cool to see him there. It was cool. Matt Quinn was there. We had him on this podcast earlier in the year. He said he's ready to come back on again. So could lock him in at any point probably, which would be good. Want to get some other people. If there's anybody out there that you guys would recommend or want to see on the podcast, like primarily industry people in eBay or PSA, PWCC, Golden, whatever, anything, let us know. We're going to be, I think, maybe a little bit more effort in the coming year. We're at a year in January 1st, pretty much. Insane. So maybe see some more of that happening. That'll be pretty cool. But let us know. Let us know if there's any preference.
Exciting thought.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, like with that, while you were away, and with a bunch of the other people that we love and appreciate in this hobby, a lot of them are sellers. A lot of our group and our friends and stuff, and do attend those events, Collecticon, being probably the main one. YouTube definitely suffers. Even Discord, like very, very few people in Discord posting pictures or talking or, any kind of interaction. Like, I feel like the whole hobby is on like vacation. And there's a few people that like had to work, still at work. They don't get the week off because, for whatever reason. But it's just always funny how it's like a little bit of crickets every single time there's a Collecticon. It's weird. People are like, where's all the content? Why is there no content this weekend? And no one's making it. No one's available to. So yeah, it was funny. Yeah, it goes hand in hand with what you were saying.
Yeah, and this Collecticon perspective, like in Charlotte, of like the Discord group we have, the Collecticon Discord, we had, I think, a total of 5 sections, all in from all the people just in that Discord. This one was only 1 section. So yeah, that many, 4 less sections worth of people, and you're still saying there was a slowdown or less engagement. Is crazy.
Yeah, there was still some people, there was stuff to watch, but it wasn't like I wasn't adding stuff to my watch later and getting even further behind on that list.
Yeah,
it's funny. It's just quiet. It's just quieter. Yeah.
Shout out to Old School Pokemon too. He was when I heard the rooms were $500 a night, which is absurd. He was the first one I reached out to. I was like, hey man, you want to split a room? He's like, nah, piss off. And he's like, I'm gonna room with Mr. Walrus if I go. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go F myself. And then he ends up not showing. He doesn't even come at all. Him or Walrus, both just ghosted Collecticon. Not cool, man. So then I kept.
Were they sick? Did they say anything why? No.
Nope.
I feel like Nick's always done well.
I'm guessing
they've both
Mr.
done well,
Walrus
right?
probably backed out, and Nick couldn't survive without his boy. So
there you go.
Yeah, he had no big spoon to hold him tight at night. But
it's a scary world out there alone.
Yep. So that's probably exactly what happened. But I ended up all right. Thanks again, Gem Mint Collector. Appreciate you, my dude. Shout out.
Sounds like a rock star.
Yeah. Awesome guy, man. For sure. Him and his girlfriend. Got to meet his girlfriend. Nice. Very nice lady. Need to put a ring on it, bud.
Yeah.
You get going.
I was getting in trouble because I introduced my wife as my first wife when I introduced to people. She is. This is my first wife. I'm not lying. Yeah.
You should try fiance one time. This is my fiance. Which one's worse? I don't know which one's worse.
That's worse.
What?
Definitely. She would kill me.
Friend. My
I
girlfriend,
should do friend.
Becky.
This is my friend. Yeah.
My
No,
acquaintance.
she'd kill me. Yeah, no, we wind each other up. We're both jokesters. She's funnier than me, but yeah, we're both jokesters.
Yeah.
I'm more of a prank kind of person. I like pranks. Paradox Rift. Are we good on Collecticon?
Yeah. Yeah.
We wrapped. Did you open or see any Paradox Rift cards there with there being some floating around starting to surface?
Yeah, it was. So yeah, that was the new set, and then the Yu-Gi-Oh! Rarity Collection was a new set, and that's supposedly a hot set. And for Yu-Gi-Oh, there was like 3 or 4 vendors that had it. A lot of vendors were like, I didn't want to bring it. It's Yu-Gi-Oh, but then they're like, every effing person's asking for it, which it was it's a hot Yu-Gi-Oh set right now, which they don't get a lot of. And the Pokemon one, I saw way more people with Paradox Rift, but I didn't see a lot of people with singles of Paradox Rift.
Interesting.
Yeah, I saw a few. Like I saw a couple people with singles in the binder, but nothing too awesome. I think the Groudon's in this set, right? The Alt-Art Groudon. So that card looks pretty dope.
I haven't looked at too many. I saw a couple of spoilers on Discord, but I honestly haven't investigated it. I'd imagine Mason's probably going to do a video talking about it. He's been doing really good at like showing some of the good cards and some of the sets recently.
Yeah. Yep. But what about you?
If he hasn't already, yeah, I haven't. I need to get some. Maybe I need to see if like I don't know, maybe Weedle or Nick are ripping them on eBay Live or something. Maybe I could do that, or if like Mason does a live rip and ship, or Dan, or maybe I'll just do that. That'll be easier for me to just buy some and get some.
See, I like reverses and bulk. Doing it that way, it usually cuts it out. Buying off live streams, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I love supporting people, which is why I'm like a member on most people's channels that I can be, where I enjoy their content. But if I'm gonna get into a box break, you're giving me my damn reverses at a minimum because I love reverses.
I really like 151. I like that set a lot.
You completed yet?
No. I need to take inventory. I've got it in the binder, numbered, all ordered, organized. I just need to check which ones I'm missing. I've gone through what I've got. I haven't gone through what I don't have. So I need to figure that out and look at how many gaps and what I need to do. Maybe I'll buy some packs just for the fun of it. You know, I've got some ETB sealed, but I don't really want to break those. So maybe I'll just get some boxes or packs or something. If I can get some cheap somewhere. And then, see what I can get and then just fill in. You said you might have a couple of extras of some of the base. Some bulk stuff. I don't know. Maybe if there's someone that would want to trade or do some kind of deal with that. But I love it. I've really enjoyed it. It feeling like base set and fossil and jungle and just all those sets. It feels like they're combined with really good artwork too, like really strong art.
We should go live on one of our channels and just do a trade. Do 151 trade.
Okay.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, I'm down. I should probably open some more packs. So I've actually got some stuff to trade you. I have a little pile, but it's not. I think this is it. That's all I have for duplicates. But there is.
You're doing the non-hollow shoe, right?
Oh yeah, I'm doing just everything basically. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm
do
just
have
doing max rarity
reverses.
of the 151 Pokemon and then the trainers max rarity.
Reverse Gyarados. I do have some reverses, so I might have a couple that you need.
Yep.
We'll take a look. But
I'll rip you off.
yeah, I'm used to it. I'm married. We just talked about that.
Yeah. Wanted to talk a little bit because a lot of sports rookies are not doing too hot. A bunch of them. Sports rookie cards versus Pokemon. I was trying to think of like when people are gambling by buying sports rookie cards, like the Brock Purdy was technically a rookie, I think, last year, but like if you go all in on him like last year when he's starting to win, and now the dude's lost 3 games in a row, it's literally an actual person on the other side that's like directing the liquidity and the value of this card and how he performs week to week. Is there anything at all like that in Pokemon? I was trying to think. I'm like, what? Go ahead.
Here's the thing. When it happens in sports, this is how I view it in my head. You got to optimize when they've performed well, or when they get so far past that they get recognized for when they performed well. It's like 2 peaks, it feels like, of when like things do really well. In Pokemon, when a card comes out, or whatever, however it's released, that's not the end of the story. Like a real recent and like simple example of that is the Unigaba Pikachu, right? It came out, it did well, like did okay, people made some money or whatever, grading it, selling it raw, that kind of stuff. But then when the Unigaba Evolutions came out, it went up again. So like other things out of that card story can affect that card story, and I feel like that doesn't happen in sport really. Like there isn't another player that would come out that would then make that card better, right?
Yeah, unless that other card was a good player and they helped him win a championship, but then that player is just going up in price because they won a championship, not because this guy is on the team now. But
yeah, I just feel like there's more potential for like there being more to the story of a card in Pokemon or in TCG or whatever. Like
which one's safer?
Oh, I'd 100% say Pokemon, but I'm biased. I mean, I'm a Pokemon collector. I have some sports cards, not a lot.
But is it even biased? Like, is that like? I feel like it's almost factual. Like the people buying like sports rookie cards, particularly, is, in my opinion, almost as close as you can get to like a slot machine pull.
Yeah. Especially the expensive ones, because some of them are really expensive too, which I don't love.
And I don't think Pokemon really has a slot machine pull like that at all.
I think it's the market that causes prices to slow down or drop or whatever in Pokemon. Whereas in a lot of the times I've seen in sports, the market affects it, but the person affects it more. The player affects it more. So I feel like, yeah, rookie cards for me, I agree. It just seems like too much of a risk and something I don't know enough about. And I feel like I really understand Pokemon and the fundamentals are really to understand. But also, like as I'm proud with the older rare minter better, you can kind of apply that to anything, right? But that runs out. Like it can't always be older. Like the older is done. Like sometimes you've got to look at like what's the new, exciting, fresh thing. Like we've seen lately, some really modern cards do really well.
Yeah,
that's that story. That part of it is very different. Like you say, it's got to be a rookie or it's got to be someone with the potential, not necessarily what it actually is in the moment. Whereas with Pokemon, It's what it is. Like straight away, directly. This is the Pokemon. This is actually released. Van Gogh. I mean, if they did the Van Gogh promo for a sports card with a certain player on it that was a rookie, I'm sure it'd do great. Like, I'm sure it'd do okay, but I don't think it'd be anywhere near what Van Gogh did with that Pikachu card.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting.
Like, when have sports card collectors recently like gone crazy about anything?
Topanga.
Oh, I need to grade it. It's really clean. She's a clean beauty.
I saw the prices on some of those like 105 Topanga cards.
What are they at? I haven't looked at any of them.
Dumb. I don't remember, but it was over $200.
Wow.
Topanga. That was crazy. And then seeing her, you saw the clip I sent you, right? Her reaction
Yeah.
to like seeing a card or something.
So humble.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. I just need a Hillary Duff card now, please.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
Who else would you want to see on the a Topps baseball, hockey, whatever card? If you had to pick an actress or actor. Speaking of that, I probably should sell my my Stranger Things cards with that show coming off yesterday.
Yeah, list them, you mean?
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah,
that ain't happening. So
new season dropping. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever thought about that. Who could do it? I'm trying to think who might be.
I know mine.
You do? Hit me.
Probably Shia LaBeouf.
Good little ode to our intro.
Yep. I picked Paul Walker, but he ain't alive.
Yeah, that wouldn't be as exciting.
But now
his ghost.
I'm looking up Paul Walker sports cards right now. So
just in case.
I feel like he's only signed like DVD cases. Damn, this guy's asking 18 grand for a signed Fast and the Furious by Paul Walker.
There's Fast and Furious trading cards.
No, it was like the DVD cover.
Oh,
the PSA signed. PSA will authenticate anything if it's got auto.
Oh, it's authenticated too.
Yeah.
Is it just a cover? Is it an actual sealed copy?
I think it's just the cover. Because I don't think it's the DVD. It's not a sealed DVD. I think it's just like a squeezed cover or like the inside pamphlet.
Wow.
Yeah. Speaking of that, like when is CGC going to do their signature series on cards? Actually, I just saw it. They did it for some Magic the Gathering cards inside of this guy's Instagram story.
Yeah, I didn't understand what was happening there. I don't know enough about Magic, but it seemed like it was a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, they got the cameras ready for it. But that would be cool. I wish they would do it at Collecticons. Like, you're there. All these people are doing autos. Like, Chuck Norris signed how many Machamp cards?
Why don't these grading companies have event halls and do their own events for the people that collect their slabs?
I know they do for comic books. CGC does. They'll have the author or whatever down visiting their place in Florida. And
yep. Get signed, get your fancy label. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully it comes soon.
I mean, like you say, look how busy that was, that Collecticon, and a lot of it is Pokemon, a lot of it is slabs. You know, a lot of it is the stuff. Oh, excuse me. A lot of it is the stuff that is graded. You know, I think there's potential there. You know, and even if it's just trade nights or I don't know, some kind of fun event, just people to get together and show each other cards.
Yeah, we never heard from Mason on our president are asking about him doing a convention in his building, huh? Damn, just ghosted us.
We'll see. This time. I'm excited. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but we have an exciting couple of months of content. We've got some fun conversations we're going to be having, so I'm excited for that too. eBay Vault.
Yep, they exist. They're a company. They're doing well.
What are you doing with eBay Vault?
I might be sending everything to them, to be honest.
Yeah.
Going back to your spicy topic, how hard it is to make money because you need to sell things.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to sell more shit. I almost at this point, the reason, like, I like having slabs in hand and it's kind of nice, but the reason I would send it all this shit, probably 700 slabs, is I don't got to take pictures. I don't think. If I do, I'm not doing it. But because I feel like I heard somebody say I had to take a photo of everything I'm submitting, like, fuck all that. If I'm sending you my cards, your ass is doing everything. Like, I know they scan them. I don't know. I hope I don't have to. I gotta figure. So I saved this lady's email because she had called me twice and emailed me about doing the vault. So I think I'm gonna call her back this week and see what I can do, because that'd be kind of nice.
I got a question. We'll do off cam on that too. I think could be good.
Just give it to me here. We're all
this
boys.
one, no, definitely not. This one,
I can cut it out.
No, we'll do it privately.
Just blue balled the shit out of them.
It's a big one. One, baby. Hey, I did want to ask you too, like, what your experience has been with PWCC lately, because I saw your video. I was watching your recent videos. You got one from Heritage, one PWCC, and you were talking about you'd had them there for months, and getting it all back. Like, how long did it take for them to send them? How long did tracking take? That kind of stuff. Because I've had really bad experience with PWCC lately, so I'm curious, like, how smooth was it for you and fast, and what did it look like?
So PWCC, I had 30, 40 slabs in there.
Yep.
And it's not cheap to get them withdrawn from the vault to sent home.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, you save on your sales tax 6%. And as soon as you hit the withdraw button, you're basically paying it to PWCC. So
depends when, because the rate does change if you hold them in for a certain period of time. I'm not going to quote it in case it's changed since I looked at it last month, but there is also changes in that fee that you pay depending on when you withdraw it as well. It gets cheaper the longer you leave it in.
So a lot of my shit was in there for a while. But yeah, so the turnaround time though, when I clicked fulfill and send home, it probably took 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks max. Do
you feel like that's fast or slow?
Felt like it was as expected. Basically, for me, it was like, okay, it was. I've had them faster, but I've had them way slower from there. That was the way slower was when they were purchased by Fanatics and heads were rolling. So, I haven't had a fulfillment until now since the acquisition of PWCC. So it wasn't too bad. Could be better though. Like that's pretty insane. To be honest, but yeah, as a big a company as they are, Heritage though, kind of strange. I had been buying things since January, February timeframe, and then not noticing the things wouldn't ship. Like a couple of things was like a $40 win, a $70 win. Well, there was a $100 win, and then there was a $200 win. Nothing was that. I don't think anything was over $200 until the last week, whatever, in October. I had won like $700 item. I was like, I waited a week or two, and then I was like, all right, dude, these haven't shipped. So I logged into my account, and it said, hey, in order to fulfill shipment, you need to call customer service. Oh, and by the way, you have 8 other lots that you won this year that you have not fulfilled yet. You probably should get off your ass and call us. I'm like,
wait, did you mean they were saying you hadn't paid it, or you just hadn't paid to like get it home?
Yeah, so everything was fully paid. Like when I paid, everything's
Yeah.
covered. Everything's covered. So then basically the stuff gets shipped to me right after I paid. Typically last year in 2022, they would actually ship me things before I paid a lot of times. I don't know what changed. Some switch happened. I didn't get an email saying it happened. If I did, I just threw it in the trash because I don't like spam, but probably shouldn't have missed that one. But yeah, basically right after I called this dude, it then took another week for them to put it in a box and ship it to me. So maybe 2 weeks. That wasn't great. But now, and it's not great having to call them either, because that's a pain in the ass. I wish I could just click a freaking button and say, ship my shit. Why do I got to call you? I called the dude at like 4 p.m. on whatever day with the time change. I knew the time change in Dallas. It was an hour different. So I called them at 4 p.m. their time, didn't answer, left voicemail. They called me like 24 hours later. I was like, thought I was calling Heritage, not PSA. Like, what are we doing?
Old school.
Jeez.
Where had Heritage located?
Dallas.
Dallas.
They're all, they got like a hub, not a hub, but if you look at their map, they're global. They have like a center in Chicago and probably New York and Europe, some places, and probably Tokyo.
They sell so many different types of things, don't they?
They do a lot of money.
Yeah.
Lots of money. I heard how much money they do in about a year, and it's a lot of money. Big company.
Big one. Okay, cool.
Yeah. No, yep, it's going good though. Have you ever bought off Heritage?
When you were doing your videos, I was on it and I was looking through them, but I don't remember ever actually buying anything, or at least winning.
Yeah.
I remember the website feeling pretty old school. Like it didn't feel very like, I don't know, like simple and clean and interactive. It felt a little bit like, outdated, I guess, but
yeah,
it's been a while. I did want to touch on something, talking about shipping times and stuff there. You mentioned there's a couple of things why I wanted to bring it up. You mentioned candidly in one of your videos about people just using like the post office, to mail stuff off and not using a service, like Pirate Ship or through eBay's, discounted rates, that kind of stuff. It really does make a deal. And there's a couple of things that I wanted to highlight. I use Pirate Ship. I have been for quite a while, probably a year now. And I have had really good experience with the pricing. The pricing's been fantastic with a lot of them. There's been some pretty cheap discounts, especially on lighter packages, small light packages, very cheap, like $3.80 and stuff like that. And then some of the bigger ones, I seem to get like maybe they're on heavy, like bigger ones that are still kind of light, but bigger size packages seem to get pretty good rates with like UPS and stuff with them. So I definitely urge you to use them. What is interesting is there's a couple of occasions where I've sold golf clubs, and the boxes I've got are 48 inches long, but they're like 48 and a quarter. They're not actually 48 inches. So sometimes the system will pick it up as 49 and it adds $25 onto the shipping when it's about $13 to ship. So it goes from like 13 to like almost 40 basically. And so I dispute it, and then they take it off, because it's a 1/4 inch, and it is labeled on it. It says 48 inches long. Well, I had the opposite happen this week, and I shipped a package to the UK, a present that I bought actually from PWCC, and I bought it from my brother-in-law, and I sent it to him for his 40th birthday. And Pirate Ship essentially got notified by UPS that I sent it through that I'd overstated the size, and actually it was an inch shorter in length and an inch shorter on depth, and they credited me $6 for it. And I was thinking, there's no way I would have got that $6 back if I'd have just walked into UPS and paid it with cash on my card like that but using Pirate Ship, they actually go by the book, and you pay what you're supposed to pay. I was like amazed that they would give me a credit for making a mistake on the on measuring it. It must have been again like a 1/4 inch or whatever, and I was just overstating it to be sure with it going international. But I thought that was like a really cool feature. They're how trustful and honest they are with that, and that they would literally credit you back. I don't know if you've ever experienced that, but it really made me think like, guys, if you're not doing it, you really should use a service like that.
Yeah, it hasn't happened to me because I know how to measure packages, but but no, Pirate Ship's phenomenal. I'd be ecstatic if they credited me something back. Usually I'm cutting the corner the other way though, by like 1/4 inch. I'll go to the lower all the time. But yeah, I love how it just like after you enter in your box all the dimensions and the weight, it'll recommend, hey, UPS is cheaper, go with them because they are cheaper for larger boxes. I shipped this effing honking box. Like I'm talking, the box was probably, if I stood it up, probably almost 4 foot tall, 12 inch by 12 inch, like a freaking long rectangle. $14 out the door. Like it had 3 bowls in it, a sweater from my mom, shipping it just to northern Michigan, like a 4-hour play. What, $14? Like this dude just shipped me this collection in this package. He of course grabbed.
Yeah, they're like $13.
He did priority mail. It's not even a priority mail package, but he shipped it priority mail because he was inside of the USPS. They scammed the shit out of him. These cards were worth like $4 inside of this. I literally set them in the trash. People are insane. Like nobody, like, you could stand outside of a USPS and save people money and make a living by helping them ship stuff. It's crazy.
What's even funnier is it's free to do.
It's free.
Like you don't have to pay a subscription or have like some special account. You just put in your name, address, and your email and
link it to your eBay. So you don't even, like, I don't even go on my eBay when I sell something. Like I go onto the Pirate Ship, import from eBay, print label.
Yep. Bingo.
Bam. It's nuts. And then
it is. Yep.
When I am like sending giveaways and stuff, like in the Discord, I recently did a giveaway and shipped it to the UK, I believe it was. Pirate Ship has an international shipping hub, like how eBay does the Kentucky Erlanger or whatever, blah, blah, blah. You ship to there, then they ship it overseas. Pirate Ship has the same thing. So typically it would cost me like $14 to do like a 6x9 bubble mailer to ship it overseas. Oh, this is smaller, but to ship that overseas, $14 all day for first class mail or whatever it's called now. And to do it through Pirate Ship Hub, it's $10. Literally saving me $4 to ship international because they'll receive a handful, package them all up, and then ship them in a bigger box probably. That's nice. That's a sweet system they got.
I think there is a limit on like the weight being £2 or something. I think there is some stipulation to it from what I remember, but there's just so many positives for using it. And honestly, I can't think of any negative because like you said, it doesn't even slow you down by doing it because actually it's quick. I do the same thing. I just go there, click import. It tells me what it is and I print the label for it. It's so easy and works with the thermal printer, works with a regular printer. I mean, it's just clicks away. They know exactly what they're doing. So yeah, I can't recommend it enough. I just want to bring that up again.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I know there's a few other ones. Shippo, I think, is one, but the thermal printer too, like the sticky, like, come on. I think it was Pallet Town Pokemon. They had shipped me some things, and they don't even have a freaking thermal printer yet with the sticky. Like they're taping all the labels to it. I'm like, man, like it pays for itself so quickly, like insane.
Yeah, it's probably my most like guilty purchase before getting it, and then when I got it, I was like, it was like the most, oh my god, why are you such an idiot sometimes moment. Like, yeah, I was like the opposite, like kicking myself. I felt almost guilty that I hadn't done it after I
Yeah,
got it, like that I'd wasted all that time and effort and energy on all those packages, because I'd shipped a lot of packages. Like, I'd been selling a lot the past couple of years, and I mean, it's 2 clicks, right? Literally, you press 2 clicks, stick it, done. I have another step. I have a roll that I bought of like really nice custom like thank you stickers. I'll just stick that on it too. But again, it's just peel it and stick it. So easy. The thermal printer. I mean, game changer. But we could talk about that all day.
yeah.
I didn't have anything else. Did you have anything else good to go over?
No, that's it for the pirate ship. But get if you're not doing it, people, like I think eBay, if you're selling through eBay, I feel like they do it avert basically that already inside of there. I just never did because I did originally start selling with Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that. So it was just easier for me to use. I use pirate ship for a long time now. So, yeah.
It was eBay for singles because it's 63 cents to ship singles.
Oh yeah, the eBay standard envelope all day for
Correct.
sure.
So I do use it for that, but generally pirate ship for everything else.
Yeah. Yep. And I just realized, and it's not related to this at all, but I purchased a collection off eBay.
Yeah.
And I remember, and look, this guy's brand new. He has zero feedback. He shipped me everything though, no problem. And he's like, "Hey, I haven't received my money yet. Can you mark the item as received?" I'm like, "All right, I haven't done this in forever." So I went to go look for that button to click mark as received, and it's gone. They don't even do that anymore. The guy had accidentally uploaded the tracking as FedEx instead of USPS, and it's jacked. So now he's got to call eBay customer service to get it straightened so he can get his first payment, because he's not going to get it being his first sale. It's got to show delivered, or he's not going to get paid. Or he could just show him my messages saying I received it. But yeah, I thought it was interesting that I couldn't mark something as received. I wonder why they deleted that button, but it was a few years ago. I look back at some vlogs or blogs, and they had deleted it at some point a few years ago. Very weird. I think probably because everything has tracking now for the most part, but not everything.
Yeah, I feel like I bought something that was not tracked from the UK, something small not too long ago, and it didn't have tracking. So I don't know. Maybe in that instance, you could maybe do it. I don't remember what it looked like. I'd have to check it. But that seems like a pretty simple fix. I mean, why wouldn't they want you to click that button and just straighten it
I know.
out?
It's really weird. Now he's got to call him and do that shit. So good luck to that guy. Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, for sure. Good luck to him. Sports terms and questions. So last week, stumped you with how many games were in an NFL season. Don't remember what you guessed, but you were definitely wrong.
Yep.
I feel like you weren't too far off, but you were off. You had given me another slang, and we both, I think, determined that would be the last time for a minute because I've gotten wrecked consistently. So
you got boo tits, right?
yeah,
Boo tits.
exactly. So I'm hoping you can give me a sports term or a question this week from the UK, whatever tickles your fancy.
Okay. The one I had was slang. I'm trying to think of one that's not slang.
So I'll go first.
Go on then.
What happens when you get a penalty in the NHL?
You have to go stand in the box thing. You have to go timeout.
So, okay, it's 5-on-5. A penalty occurs. Do they continue? The guy goes into the box. They continue 5-on-5, or what do you?
Oh, they're man down, right? He has to go stand in. He has to go timeout, and then they have to go
Timeout
for however many minutes, and then they say, "Come back, you're gonna be a good boy," and then they'll come back, and then they carry on playing. Is that right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Is
All those
FIFA
games
like
I watched.
that? FIFA's not like that, is it?
No.
What is it?
No. If so I guess that's a mixture of like a couple of things. So you obviously have yellow cards and red cards. So a yellow is like a warning, like don't be a bad boy. But if you get 2 yellow cards, it's a red. Or you can just get a straight up red if you do something terrible. But red means you're off, you're done, and you're not replaced. So you go from you go down a man basically for the rest of the game. So if you get a red card in the first 5 minutes, it's gonna be a tough game.
You're down a guy for the entire game.
For the whole hour and a half, yeah, plus overtime, yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so you don't want to get a red card. It's like very serious business. And also in a lot of competitions and leagues and stuff, a lot of the time, if you get a red card, sometimes even yellow, you can be stopped and penalized from even being in the next game too. Like they can say, well, you got a red card, you got to have a 2-game ban or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know all the ins and outs. I'm not great at remembering those things, but yeah, it can get a little hot there if you're not careful.
I just remembered you did give me a sports one. I think you had said boot it last time.
Yeah, and the other one, which is sports term, but it's like kind of a bit of a slang one. And this other one that I thought of is similar. We can try that. But the other part, so you got the cards, is the penalty part, which you would get if someone gets a red card in the goalkeeper's area. You would get a penalty, which is you put it on the dot and you take a shot at the goal. Basically, you get a free shot.
But the players, that's when the players can all stand in a line blocking it, right?
No, that's a free kick. So a free kick is if you get yellow, red card or whatever outside of the goalkeeper's area on the rest of the pitch, then you get a free kick, which David Beckham was famous for. He's like one of the most famous people for doing great free kicks. But yeah, there's all little nuances like that, but they're pretty like strict, harsh rules with a lot of it. None of this like this happened. It's like, nope, this happened. This is what we're doing. It's very like, nope, matter of fact. This is the result. This you can eat it. It's your fault, kind of thing. Very serious.
Yeah, I almost wish football would take a man off the field. Like that's a serious penalty in football. Just to be down, like in hockey, it's huge. Going from 5 to 4 guys, that's just constant pressure on you all day. So it'd be interesting to see what would happen. I feel like there would be less penalties in the NFL because it's like a much bigger issue than losing 5 yards, gaining 5 yards. Even though those can be massive, depending on the time and where you're at on the field. But
I mean, the other part is like the social aspect. You don't want to get a card and be taken off, or like look like you're the guy that does fouls or does bad decisions or whatever, because you could cost the game.
Yeah.
And everyone will blame you. No matter what happens, it's your fault because they had to struggle because of that. And people can be like pretty harsh on the players for that. So there's also like a social, like, you don't want to screw up for the fans. Very passionate fans, English soccer players. Very, very, very passionate. So you don't want to tick them off.
Yeah.
They'll make a chant about you.
That would be awesome.
Okay, so Let's do a slang sports term. I will just go with the one that I thought. It's nothing crazy. So we did boot it, which is when you have to hit the ball really hard. But what if you leg it? If I say leg it, what would that mean?
To me, it's almost the same. Like, the fuck? When you're booting it, you're kicking it far, but if you hit it a little bit further up your leg, kick it straight in the air.
No, leg it actually isn't talking about the ball. It's a little deceiving. It actually means to like run as fast as you can. Literally leg it, like use your legs and go.
Yep,
Whereas boot it is like boot the ball. Leg it is like use your legs, go.
Yeah. Makes sense. Learned something new today.
Learning lots. Next time you're in a pub with an English guy, you'll be able to rock and roll.
He's gonna be like, I'm gonna go to the pissa, and I'm gonna be like, leg it.
Yeah.
He's gonna start sprinting to the job.
Like it's extreme. Yeah. But yeah, that's funny. What could you say if you said that? Go to the pissa.
What do you guys call the urinals over there?
It depends what area you're from. Probably the loo. Like that's the most common one. People call it the loo. Going to loo. Going to
Lou and John, huh? Those special dudes.
Yeah. That is weird.
Going to the John.
If you're out, like out, we call it out, where you're like out on the town, like not just at the pub or whatever restaurant, but like if you're actually out, like for the night drinking and going around the clubs or whatever, the first time you go to the pisser, we used to call it FDP, the first deadly piss, because once you're out there and it's cold and you're drinking, as soon as you have a piss, you want to keep going back because you're drinking so much. You gotta like hold that first one in as long as you can, otherwise you have to keep going. It's like a dumbass thing, but Slab Podcast brought to you by
Couple old ass dudes.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys sticking through.
Yeah, fun one. Let's talk about. I'm glad Collecticon was a good experience. It sounds like generally positive, a lot of cool people, a lot of fun things and stuff happening as always. So I'm really excited to see you recap. But yeah, thanks for chatting. I'll see you guys later, and make sure you hit the like button on the video and hit a like button on your favorite spicy comment. Make a spicy comment.
I'm gonna hopefully leave one this week.
Mm-hmm. That'd be cool.
All right, guys. Peace.
See ya.